You're listening to Bionicle Commentary Central, the only podcast where I'll be criticized no matter what intro I do here.
It is Friday, April 15th, and you're listening to episode 48 of the Bionicle Commentary Central podcast. I'm Ford, and I just want to give you a reminder that we will be able to answer your questions if you email us at bioniclecomedycentral@gmail.com.
Plugs out of the way early, I see.
You can send us about 1 to 3 questions, and be sure to leave your preferred username in your email. Without all that out of the way, I'm just going to give a greeting to everybody we have here today. So again, I'm Ford. Here with me we have Keps. How are you?
Good. It's been a while.
Cool.
I've actually decided not to sit around and do other stuff now that I have the ACT done.
Oh, sweet.
Yay.
It's a pretty big achievement.
Done.
I also have Clenda here.
Hello.
Yeah. Funny as ever.
Nice job on the enthusiasm,
I'm a little bit
everyone.
fierce. I know his name, but the guy
Real
from
genuine
Between the Lions, the big
He scared me
large
so much.
dinosaur who was
What is going on?
Salutation.
And of course, if I can't really forget this, but wherever there is Clenda, I usually also find Lena. How are you, Lena?
Does it matter how I feel? I mean, I feel great.
It
Yeah,
matters
yeah.
very much how you feel.
Yeah.
I care about you more than your sister.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Oh, okay then. Well, how about we take the heat off of you, and we turn the heat over to Leo.
I'm gonna have to make a shots fired gif now.
Yeah, you may as well.
I want to
because-
comment on Leo's
Okay,
intro real
but
quick. You see, I
hang
went
on,
through and I
hang on.
was listening to like the begin-
So shots fired
Anyway,
from the
are you done,
heat
Ford?
being on Leo, and the shots are probably going to come from Bossman.
Yes, I have some shots. So I was going through yesterday and decided to take a trip and listen to the beginning of each one of our podcasts, all 48 episodes.
Ooh, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well, 47 then. Well, I found out, Leo, you used to be, I've said this before, but your intros used to be so much better than they are today.
How so?
Hey!
You used to be all enthusiastic, you'd be yelling out greetings and stuff and be all
Hey!
happy, and now you're
Hey,
always all...
whoa, wait a minute.
It's
Hang
the result
on.
of the elections. That's what
Am
it
I
is.
not doing okay with the intros?
You're doing fine, Ford, you're doing fine. I'm just saying that Leo is lacking here.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not the bad
Me?
guy.
Lacking?
We're good.
Never.
Yes,
He's
you're
secretly
lacking.
one of the presidential candidates. He's just had the energy sapped out of him.
Like, listen to, I believe it's
Episode
episode
48,
3,
we made up
and
on
you're
Leo.
getting
Yeah,
on there,
well,
where you,
ooh.
shouting out Merry Christmas and giving gifts to all the children. You wouldn't do that today.
Yeah, I would.
Well, it's not Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
And then, otherwise, when is the last time you even used the universal greeting?
I don't know.
You should start using it again. Also,
I've used it in other videos.
If we want to go with how lazy Leo really is, Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, no.
Burn.
Another thing about Leo, I'm just kidding.
Oh, now we're just gonna roast Leo. Okay.
Not only this, my time
New
card
topic,
is terrible.
guys.
Podcast 48,
okay,
roasted
yes,
Leo.
Leo. For all of you who don't know, I've been having each one who we've evaluated their skills for, except for Ford, who's on a quota, because it works better for him, I think,
Yeah.
are on time cards. And so I've been having them fill out these time cards every week so we get a certain number of hours. Guess how many hours Leo had last week?
0.
Guess. Wait, what? Seriously?
Yes, 0.
How many minutes?
I mean, I let it slide because he had 3 videos the week before, so... But, 0, Leo. 0.
How many minutes?
Settle.
No minutes.
Gosh.
Not
glad
even
you're
a
not
second.
Just
counting
sat
mine.
around at home.
I
eating
noticed he's
snack
commenting
foods
on the-
all week.
He's publicly telling people on the podcast, hey, this person got 0, and I'm over here like, I got over 300 minutes. That's about 5 hours. And you're like, oh, this guy over here got 0, and I'm like,
I'm about to
I'm
make
not
my minutes
here.
after the podcast, of course, but there's that.
Galador review should be coming this week, shouldn't it, Ford?
Oh, right. Yeah, that
Should
one
be
wasn't
coming
as
up this
fun
week.
as the first one. Nah.
So look
But you'll
forward to
watch
that. Speaking of the channel, though, we did some rebranding.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yes.
If you didn't
Now-
know this.
I'm sure very few people know why we did this because they didn't listen to our live stream.
Why did we do this?
Well, you see, for one thing is, we don't just do comedy. We haven't just done comedy for a long time now.
For example, me. I do reviews.
And we've done this podcast for over a year.
Yeah, this has been a pretty prominent thing on our channel.
Mm-hmm. Second, I wanted a new banner because our old one was just that old.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I thought, what better time to do?
I guess people got tired of Mini Lee while waving at them.
Mini Lee was still on there.
Mini Lee was still there.
Yep.
Huh,
Mhm.
Imagine that.
Yes, he's still there.
Learn
hiding
something
under
new
the
every day,
logo.
don't you?
Well,
But
now
yes,
you know.
Now, not that this means that we've dropped the title of Bionicle Comedy Central. Like I said, you notice that's still a playlist. All our comedy videos are still under that title of Bionicle Comedy Central. And we will start having more of them again soon. Like I said, my recording situation's just been suckish for a long time.
Yeah,
but
'cause-
I actually have a
Okay,
video I
don't
want to film next week.
Because
Hey.
we still have like all of our comedy videos under the banner of Bionicle Comedy Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why did I-
And then
Basically,
we also
this-
have Bionicle Commentary Central and Galador Review Central and
Which
all that kind
totally
of stuff.
has the letters standing BCC.
Yes, it's silent.
Well, that makes it a lot clearer.
And not few people know about the silent C in Galador.
Wait, what?
Silent C? What?
Ford,
life
you
is a
did
lie.
not know this? What kind of
My
Galador
life is a
fan
lie.
are you?
I'm a terrible fan.
Yes.
Oh, and you can see all the custom Kanohi that I made a while ago. I finally got to display.
Oh yeah.
I'm very happy
Yeah.
with how those turned out.
Oh,
Now finally we're not
they're
using cheap
amazing.
CGI
They
images
are,
anymore.
they are very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
I really like it.
So you'll be seeing those live. Oh, and Leo, our vlog is up too.
Oh yeah, that was
That it is.
cool.
Guys, did any of you watch our vlog?
I
did.
did.
Yes.
I thought it was cool
What do you think?
that
It actually.
Because I
Hey,
wasn't
hey,
sure how
at the
it'd
beginning,
translate.
you mentioned an amazing person who didn't like the Batcave.
It was
Yeah.
fun to watch.
I'm glad you guys all saw the part where the employee dropped.
Oh, that was the
yeah,
best.
that was
Yes.
terrible.
I just
That was-
like
got
never
the
seen that.
oh
camera
no in the background.
It wasn't
is
really
like,
an oh no,
wow.
it's more of a no.
Cut. On camera.
It was and then me and Leo found out for the first time those cabinets can be opened so easily.
Oh wait,
So did you
Glenda,
open
you
them?
just said caught on camera. It's like caught on camera. Terrible
No, we didn't
Lego
open them.
employees can't keep something stable.
There's actually an audio
We should
podcast
crack a lot.
portion of that meetup that I cut from it because it turned out so
I
terrible.
told you that would be
Oh,
terrible.
really?
Yes, you did, but I
What-
didn't
What
listen.
what was it that you cut out?
It was
What
just.
BTS here?
What did we even talk about, Leo?
That's an excellent question. Something about the Kai polybag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Leo was building the Kai polybag, and we talked about that. I was eating some sausages.
Sausages are good.
Leo had fish and
Speaking
chips,
of
which
the
I actually
Kai
wish I would
polybag,
have gotten. Looking back, the
how
sausages
is it
weren't
to
as
you?
good as I thought
We
they'd
could
be.
do like a little mini review here, a little bit of a tangent. I have it too. I think
I
they're
actually
pretty
have
good.
it too. I got another one after I gave mine to Leo.
Oh no!
Where'd you get another one?
You see, my brother also got one. And he doesn't want any Ninjago set, so he gave it to me.
He doesn't want an Ninjago
Nerd
set.
doesn't want Ninjago.
Well, no, you see, the thing is, he likes to have his collections organized, and since he doesn't have any other sets to collect, he doesn't want a one-off set.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyways, Ford.
So yeah, Kai's the Kai polybag, the Kai's mini dragon. I think it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. The
It's
dragon is a bit like an ostrich, though.
It is, but like
That's the first
it
time I've
has
ever
good
heard that
poses. It can.
I
pose
do
really
wish
well.
my major gripe with it. Kai doesn't have shoulder armor, and I hate
Yeah.
it when the minifigures don't come with shoulder armor, because then I gotta go to Bricklink and I gotta buy shoulder armor.
I don't care.
Yep.
It's a nice torso piece.
Yeah, it is a nice torso piece. I also.
And I got the
this is my-
shurikens of ice for the first time.
Oh yeah, this is.
Oh, Leo, actually, those aren't the shurikens.
I know
of ice.
those aren't
came
the
out after
shurikens
the
of
golden
ice. Let
weapons
me
were
live
gone.
in my
But
dream.
they count. They count. Okay, they count.
Fine, I'll let you keep
the-
They
living
the
count.
in
one
They,
fantasy
thing-
they
world.
look close enough like them.
The one thing I like about it is it uses the new hood piece that was introduced last year
The
in
Nuba
Possession.
piece?
The new hood piece. The dual molded one. That's
Mhm.
so cool. I want one.
Yeah, I've
In
gotten.
light blue.
I've gotten. Let's see. I've gotten the new Nia, the new Cole, the Ghost version, and the new Kai at this point.
Oh yeah, you got Tiger Widow Island. Forgot about
Mhm.
that.
Strange thing about Cole in that set is his face printing is not the same as the other Cole. It's more like in the show than it
Yeah,
is in the
it's
minifigures.
eviler.
Well,
now.
that's cool.
It's eviler.
That's cool. It's
One
like
of the sides is
completely
evil,
different.
Leo. The other side is actually just looks like Cole in the show. It's a bit jarring, but
Another thing, is it solid or is it transparent? That's just something I want to know.
Solid.
Solid.
Oh, it's oh wow, That's all right. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't know why they didn't do that for the Coal Dragon set. I guess so that more people would buy Tiger
Because
Widow
that way,
Island.
because then otherwise people like me wouldn't be buying Tiger Widow Island mainly to get ghost coal.
But wouldn't people be buying Tiger Widow Island because it has a cool face cave?
It does. The set is very cool. I'm very happy with the set. It's very solid. And something I've been saying for a while now is Ninjago needed more buildings and stuff like this. Is the building set? I'm very happy with it. I like buildings.
It looks really cool.
It's like has this cool mix of like what's it, pagoda? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
pagoda and like it's sort of like a tropical feel to it too. It's really cool.
Plus
Nice.
Sensei Wu and a hot air balloon.
Yes.
So
And
I'm hearing
also-
that it's World War II in the Pacific.
I love his goggles in that set. Sadly, it is not a new printing for Sensei, but what are you gonna do?
It's fine. Well, is it no? It's not cheaper because it's the same as the $40 Blue Dragon.
It's $50 actually, so it's more expensive.
Yeah. So
But
it's
it comes with a
yeah.
big fig.
That
Oh,
too.
but I
Comes
did-
with
I-
Dogshank.
I don't think this is in the video, but I did get my VIP card, and after going through the process of all the glitches and stuff in it, I got it registered, and I got $5 for my purchase there because I did get double VIP points.
Yay.
Oh right, yeah.
So I only need to spend like $20 more, and I get another 5, and I used them to guess what I bought with the
What?
$5. I
You
went
bought
back
Lloyd
to
heads.
Bricks and Pieces, and they now had Misako's hair in stock, and
Did
they
you
had
find
the old
pants?
Elemental Ninjago blades in stock,
Oh, nice.
Oh man.
But you didn't.
and Darrett's pants.
They didn't have any
Wait,
Lloyd
you
heads.
bought them? You bought them on Bricks and Pieces with VIP money?
Yeah.
That's
I only paid-
awesome.
You
I only
can do
paid
that?
like
didn't know you could
$8.80
do
for shipping,
that.
and that's it.
Oh man, I gotta try that now. Oh.
Ah, here we go.
So yeah, that was great.
All right. Speaking of Ninjago, the Lego Ninjago movie.
I
some
think we
information
alluded we were
came
going to
out on
talk to
that,
this like 2 episodes
while
ago,
ago.
but then we got Slime on and we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, we did. So
Civil War.
basically the same plot as we come to know from Ninjago, except they're in high school, and there's 6 of them to start out with.
I mean, we knew it was going to be a reboot. We knew that for a while.
Oh yeah, that I'm
But-
fine with.
Yeah, but the villain is weird. It's
Okay,
Lord
real quick. I don't
Gagadon.
think this isn't that widespread, and there's a grain of salt I want to keep with it too. Where was this plot posted for? Do you remember?
I don't
Some
know.
movie
I hate
website.
not sourcing it, but like I said, it was longer than we'd meant to.
Yeah, it
pull
was
this off for.
some site that does other movie stuff.
Yeah, we sound so professional here. But anyways, what I have heard is, though, even though it says it came from the Warner Brothers website, no one can find it on there. So I'm taking it with it's most likely totally true, but just a slight grain of salt in that.
Huh.
Because we can't find a solid backup source for it.
Better than a French
Anyway,
tour
though,
site.
In other
basically,
words, get out the salt sugar, guys.
Ford, do you still happen to have the description anywhere?
I don't.
You know, I just had a thought. Since you said take it with a grain of salt, may not be totally true. What if instead of high school, the ninjas live in a sewer?
Same thing, right?
Teenage
Turtles.
human,
Ninjago
teenage Lego
ninjas.
ninja goes.
Goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it, but yeah, it's not here. I have it on IMDb up, and it has a picture of Lloyd from the Lego Movie for the picture. Even though I think there's an official like poster released.
Wait, there's a poster of. I
There
have
I thought
not
there was a
It's
seen
just
poster
the
for the
title.
movie.
I have not seen that.
Sadly, I cannot find this. It's out there somewhere. If I find it, I'll put it in the link
It
to it
is
in
out
the
there
description below.
somewhere. living
Basically,
among
it
us.
said
Across
something
the
like,
heavens.
by night they are ninja, but by day they face their greatest enemy of all, high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also, other key points, there are 6, it said 6 ninja. And I'm not
So
sure if
probably
this is a
including Lloyd and
typo
Nia.
or just a really weird change, but the villain was Gagadon.
That's probably a typo.
It's
probably.
a typo.
Unless
Because
they
the G
really want.
is relatively close to the R on the keyboard.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
But the same people who did the
Greek,
Bionicle website wrote this.
Greek letter.
Anya.
Anya.
Ikimo.
Anyway, I think preface this
Kohato.
first. I don't
Kohato.
think too many of us are being optimist on this. Sadly, I've seen a lot of people in the community are kind of optimistic about this.
I mean,
That
like,
doesn't seem to be the case with us.
at least it's a Ninjago movie, and at least it's going to be in the theaters, and we're gonna get sets based off of it.
And do we know who's
Yeah.
writing it?
Yeah. Although I'm not sure how they're going to do. It's the same artist as the show. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to do a movie, though. I'm not sure, honestly, how
if they do it like the Transformers the movie, then it'll just be an extended Ninjago episode.
How will that do in theaters, though?
Well, the Transformers the movie did well. It traumatized children.
Yeah, traumatized.
I mean,
children.
I'm not going to write this off right away. Like, I don't know enough about them.
You know, all they have to do.
Movie wasn't.
You know, they could just do the same formula as Transformers the movie, just not kill anybody.
Sensei Wu.
Just not kill anybody.
And we also know this is going to be in the same like Lego style animation as Lego Movie, so it's probably going to be based in the Lego Cinematic Universe. I'm fairly certain.
Well, if that's the case, then it doesn't need to have anything to do with Ninjago canon, and
yeah,
we
just
can
it
ignore
doesn't.
everything.
It's not that it doesn't have anything to do with Ninjago canon that's bothering me. It's the canon that it is trying to follow that's bothering me.
All it
I'm
needs
not
really
sure I
is
get your
action
point.
and wit.
High school, ninjas in high school. That's my point.
It's a kid playing
It's
with Legos.
basically
He's gonna
the same.
make
Okay,
Lego
you think,
Ninja High
you think
School.
martial arts fighter in high school? Gee, sounds a lot like
Chaos!
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Chaos!
Indeed.
Ford.
So a martial artist or ninja in high school sounds a lot like Dragon Ball Evolution.
Sounds
one
a
of
lot
the
like
worst
Karate
movies
Kid.
ever made of all time.
Wax on, wax off.
And I've gotten to see it. It is
show
80
movie
minutes.
based in
It is
high
like
school.
80 minutes long, not even an hour and a half, including credits. It's bad.
What if we see Kai go through the Karate Kid phase?
That would be.
Or
I
essentially
hope he
we
doesn't
teach
go
him
through the
wax on
forehead
and
vein
wax off.
phase.
I'm very skeptical whenever it has to do with anything that has to do with teenagers in high school. The
They're
absolute
always
worst
skeptical.
thing in America.
Basically, yeah, I'm not particularly enthusiastic about it because when I secured the teens in high school, then I thought, okay, I'm not gonna like this movie.
Yeah.
And you know what? I bet they're going to bring back. High school's the perfect place to bring back the Nia J. Cole love triangle.
No.
Uh,
No,
You know it's going to happen, and then Jay's going to go through all this phase where he's trying to talk to girls, and they're going to have to go through that.
In
I
the
don't want to
sequel.
see that.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be okay because
That's more reserved.
similar
That stuff is more
characters.
likely to be reserved for the terrible sequel.
It'll be fine.
You know what my question
Speaking
is?
Oh wait.
You know what
What's
my
your
question?
question?
Well, if they're 4 teenagers in high school,
6.
six
Six.
teenagers in high school, I'm assuming that Zane is going to be one of them. Is Zane still going to be a robot?
A robot?
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
question.
Yeah,
Is he
I'm not
going to be
sure.
a human, or is he still going to be secretly a robot?
He
I
better
know he's,
still
I'm
be a
pretty sure he's
robot.
gonna be
Is
secretly
he
a robot,
still
but he's not
Zane?
gonna be like a titanium ninja again.
Well, I mean,
Maybe he could be like
I mean,
an
on the-
experimental
But the thing is
form
also,
of the
though, if this is
robots
the
who
Lego
are in
Movie
the Super
universe,
Secret
they're not.
Police.
Sorry.
Oh, like he could be like an experimental version or like a more advanced version of the robots from the Super Secret Police from the first one, the first Lego movie.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I think? The strange thing is here, Zane being a robot in this universe doesn't mean as much as it would in the Ninjago TV universe, because everyone's minifigures in this universe, and the physics just don't apply the same way.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. So, but on the other hand, they can't go. I don't think that they would go back and retcon the fact that he's a robot and just say, okay, he's
Probably
not. a robot.
not.
Probably not, but I could see them doing it
Yeah.
anyways because the universe is
Yeah, I mean, they could do it anyway. But on the other hand, then people are going to get annoyed either way because if they make him a robot, then there's just no significance to that anymore.
Well,
and
they
if they
totally
have
screwed
him-
with Batman and Han Solo, so...
Hmm.
Well, we also know that they can die because Vitruvius died, but also came back
Yeah,
as a ghost.
they can die.
But then they come back as ghosts, so it's okay.
Wave.
But
Not
they're
all the
all
time, it's
toys
just like in
being
Star
played
Wars.
with by a kid. Of
The
course they
only
can
time
die.
they come back as ghosts is
Well,
if
if he
you
was
have
just
a
being
ghost
played with by a
minifigure.
kid, how is it that he was able to jump off the desk?
Through willpower.
She don't force a willpower.
Willpower and creativity and
To
fight
come
the
back
power.
to the Ninjago movie, here's a thought I had. Are they still going to have Lloyd be the son of Lord Gagamadon?
I don't know.
And if
There's
so,
a lot
It's
of
like,
questions
oh
with
man,
this plot.
that's a
Yeah, you're
terrible,
mispronouncing
that's a
it.
terrible
It's getting
name to
beta.
leave a kid with. It's like,
With
oh hi
what?
Lloyd, what's your name or what's your full name? My name is Lloyd Gagmadon.
You know, also, if this is going to follow the Lego movie canon, Lloyd is already going to be older. You know, he's not going to start off as Kid Lloyd, definitely.
That's true.
Well, we already.
Because he's
well, if
already
they-
the Green Ninja. So I don't think we're going to see an origin story
Well,
here.
maybe
I mean, if
it
they're
could
all
be
going
like,
to high school at the same time, they have to be all the same age.
Well, they don't have to all be the same age. They could be like the 5 of them, or maybe like the main 4 are the same age, and then Nia is like 1 year younger, and then I don't know, maybe like
Freshman Lloyd.
Yeah, freshman Lloyd.
Wow.
What if
I
You know what
cannot
I wish?
even.
You know what would have been better if it was college students instead.
you know what would be
Yeah,
you know what would be great?
and maybe
is
like,
if they
and
got
then
Mark
Lloyd
Hamill
would
to
have been a
voice Lord
freshman in like
Garmadon,
high
and
school at
then-
that movie or something like that. That would be cool.
And then they have a scene where Lord
Lloyd,
Garmadon
I am
confronts
your
Lloyd.
father.
Yes, and does that.
Yeah. Oh, that's another question though I have is that we have not yet gotten answered. Voice actors. Are we gonna have different voice actors for all the ninja now?
I hope they're the same voice actors.
Yeah.
I hope. I just have a hard time
I mean-
seeing those people cast in a big budget movie.
Well, the
You know?
people that they had, the person they had play Lloyd in the Lego movie, not the Lego movie, but there was a side thing with
Okay,
this
if
super
anyone's gonna
crunchy
get
something or
recast-
other.
I want Lloyd's voice actor to be recast, if anyone though.
Really?
Yeah, though
He
it
sounds
sounds
a
Ever
little
since Julie-
Ever
Ever
since
Nobody's
Lloyd
seen
got
it.
older, she just can't pull it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we already have heard Lloyd from the Lego Movie universe, and we already know that that's a different voice actor.
What
Wait,
if
did
Johnny
we hear him?
Thunder is in the movie?
Yeah, remember from the
I
think it'll be great.
guy,
Thunder in the
the
movie.
TV producer guy who goes over to Emmett and introduces him? It was in this like mini clip.
Oh right. I don't remember
No,
what
I
it
don't
sounded
remember
like.
I remember that. It was fairly deep. It was pretty quiet.
That's
Yeah.
how I
It's
think Lloyd
definitely
should
voiced
have
by
a
a
different
boy.
voice in this movie because I feel like that's one. Some people have trouble taking Lloyd seriously because she just has to throw her voice so much to do Lloyd now.
I think maybe like if they were to recast a few, I'd say maybe definitely Lloyd, maybe Nia.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I kind of like Nia's voice.
Sometimes it does sound kind of crabby.
You know who needs to be in this movie though? It's not going to succeed unless Dareth is in it.
Christopher Walken's
Well,
voice
we
of
already
Derek.
know.
High school
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
see
Dareth's
Dareth
going
like
to
in
be
a
the
high school
principal.
thing. They're going to make him like a principal or something
That's
or
what I
a
just
teacher.
said.
No,
We all know he's
I'm
gonna
thinking
be
maybe a
principal.
teacher would be good. Maybe
Welcome
like
to the
make Dareth
Mojo High School.
give Dareth his dream job, being a gym
Dareth
teacher.
needs to be a homeless high school dropout.
Dareth needs to run the Mojo Dojo.
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Dojo.
Back to the origin.
To the Oregon.
Origin.
Why not Washington State?
G. Dang.
There's a lot of questions. Hopefully, though, I will say I was skeptical about the Batman movie at first, and the
Yes,
trailers came out
speaking
for
of,
that,
we
and
need
it
to
looks
talk about
really
that.
good.
It does
so maybe
look
Ninjago
very
will go
funny.
around the same way.
I'm looking forward to that so much more.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to Lego Batman now.
It just seems like
Looking-
such a collision of genres.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
that's what I
trailer or
like about it.
anything, but DC
If
You
and
haven't
Lego.
seen
It reminds
Straight
me
mix.
of an old fan musical that I once saw called Holy Musical Batman.
I think
It's,
you told me about that.
I did mention it before. You can go check it out.
You
It's
have.
a little it can be graphic with the language at times, so be wary.
Wait,
but it
Kepler,
reminds
if
me
you
of
haven't
that.
seen the trailer, you can't know what this movie's gonna be like until you see the
Oh,
trailer.
I'm just
and
saying that
apparently-
DC and Lego in a movie just
Hang
sounds
on,
bad.
but apparently
It looks so good.
The
at
age
CinemaCon,
difference
I think
is
it was
just
at CinemaCon just this past week that we're recording this, of course. They announced that apparently a focus is going to be put on Robin,
That'd
and
be-
like
That's
their
bad. to quote
like
Kafka.
quote unquote father son relationship.
But Robin
So
wasn't
this
even
is
in this
Damian
last-
Wayne. Rob.
I'm not sure.
And it's going to be
Uh,
Dick Grayson.
Maybe it's
I'm
going
not
to
sure.
have the origin of Robin having a
It's exactly.
I don't
what
want
it's
any
gonna be.
origins.
It's going to be like he wants to not be lonely, so he adopts an orphan, and it's Dick Grayson, and he's like, "Hey, you want to be Robin? Okay."
But
Yeah.
no, we need to make this overly complicated. We have to have Nightwing, Red Robin, and then we can have some
Red
kind of
Robin.
Lazarus
They're gonna
pit.
be in this movie, Leo. I can count on that.
There needs to be Batgirl
Will
and
there be
Batwoman
Ra's
and
al
Batwing.
Ghul?
Batwing. You can't
Batmite.
forget
Because there's
Batwing.
See,
That
the thing
might-
is, you guys, I've found
Logic.
from this trailer, you don't need to take this movie seriously because they're not even doing it. That's what's gonna
Exactly.
make it great.
That's why
Yes.
they can make fun of the Lazarus Pit plot point.
Okay, I know exactly what they're going to do. Batman is going
Oh,
to take
because-
on Robin only on the condition that he is his
The
backup
second
vocal.
trailer is the best one, where
Yes,
he's
it is.
just like,
Always be recording.
yes. Oh, Alfred, I'm sorry. I have amazing reflexes. And you know what I've noticed in these trailers that I think is great for this movie? Notice it's only Batman, not Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why it reminds me of the Holy Musical Batman. Because, like, every time, like, he wouldn't change out of his costume, the actor who played him in this musical. He just put on a robe when he was Bruce Wayne and take off the cowl. So he would have, like, the whole, like, symbol just poking out from his chest. And it's like, nobody knows I'm Batman.
Okay, and you know what else I have a theory about this? I think every other Batman movie we've ever seen is going to be canon.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they did have that thing.
Which means that we have Batman and Robin.
I think
as
that they're
history.
going to reference everything.
Are you
Well, they
having
already
that
have.
weird
They already did in
life-changing
the
thing
trailer,
again?
right?
You know, the same thing that you had in 2016, in 2012, in 2008, in 2005, in 1999.
1982.
and so on.
1984,
And that weird one
we-
in 1966.
And notice, it also gave me a
Aged
really good
phenomenal.
feeling that they're not afraid to make fun of anything in any of the Batman
Oh, no.
movies.
This
No.
means
They are
that we need
not.
to have Batman dance the Batusi.
And
But, like,
Barry
I'm
the
guessing-
Bazooka.
You're going to see, like, the Joker, like, maybe multiple Jokers.
With
That
a
would be
mustache.
Heath Ledger Joker
Oh,
and
yeah.
mustache Joker that Leo saw, and
The
I remember
Jack
him.
Nicholson
I actually
Joker.
saw that while you were
There's-
doing that movie. I saw it while you were doing the vlog, and I thought, oh my goodness,
Bane's
that's
a
the
big
Joker
fig,
that
though.
I know.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so like new villain minifigs look awesome in that
I
trailer.
think Clayface was
Oh, and-
also there.
Yeah, he was in the background.
Somewhere.
And
I
then
can't wait
also
to see
there's
more
a new
Green Lantern and Superman interacting.
there's also a new Poison
Oh,
Ivy that
okay.
looks amazing. There's a new Penguin, and who else was there?
Oh, I
Riddler?
just had the greatest thought. You know what would be? It's never gonna happen, but it would be the best.
What would be
What if
best?
Spider-Man showed up in this movie?
That'll never happen.
It will never happen, but imagine that would just make this the best movie of all time.
But you know what would be great? Is if the Penguin threw pies, like he did in the 60s.
And had giant umbrellas blocking the streets.
And they had pow and wham whenever there's a fight scene.
You know what? I think that I wouldn't put it past them to
You
not
could have
do
like the
that.
pow and the wham and stuff, but you make it
I bet-
out of the Lego parts.
They
Yes.
might actually
That
do
would be
that.
great.
That would be awesome if they did that in the new movie. Okay, now I'm going to be disappointed if they don't do that.
We should all get together and go watch this movie.
Oh,
Impossible.
I wish we could.
That would be super
I
Comes
fun.
out in
talked about possibly
February,
Orion
like,
coming up
ugh.
here to see it with me. That'd be cool.
Why can't they
This
do
is just-
summer releases on these movies? It would be so much easier to go see them if they came out
It
in
will
the summer.
certainly be a better movie than Batman v Superman.
Oh my god.
You know, I got to
I still haven't
see
seen it
that
yet,
movie.
but I'm not expecting
Keep
it to be as terrible as some people are saying. Just not
you know,
a great movie like
I'm just
some
gonna
people
say
would
this right now because we have enough time, I think, for me to say this.
Mhm.
Like, for me, like I got to see Batman vs Superman for free as a
Which
school
automatically will make it better for you.
trip, which does kind of, but like, I feel like if I were paying for it, I wouldn't have gotten my money's worth until about an hour into the movie, and it's a 2.5 hour movie.
Oh my goodness.
So like an hour in is when I really got invested in it. And that's why I say like sure maybe the first hour might not grab your attention as easily as the last hour and a half will. So
You see, I've seen two
it's
very
got
extremes
really
here.
good things going for it. It suffers from that syndrome that a lot of movies today
It suffers
are
from a
doing.
terrible second trailer.
That too, but like it suffers from smashing its scripts together. So it's like they took
It
one
suffers from
movie
Zack
called
Snyder.
Batman vs Superman and another movie called
Don't
Dawn
they
of
all?
Justice, and they're like, we don't have time to make both these movies. Marvel's like way ahead of us. We got to slap them together. We got to put them into one movie, okay? And
You know,
that
that's a
bad
terrible
one called
criticism I
Batman
hear
vs
about this-
Superman
sorry.
dominated, and we have this movie.
You know, that's one, like, people say that it gets on my nerves. They're saying they like it just because it's an anti-Marvel movie.
Oh my god.
No, it isn't. There's like zero anti-Marvel jokes in this movie at all.
Not like that type, but they say just because for some reason they have this thing where they say Marvel can't be serious or anything, and they don't like Marvel. There's a
It can, and it was with Hulk, and people didn't like that movie. Therefore, they not being
They
overly
did it with
serious,
the Winter
that's what
Soldier.
people want.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
And that was a
they
good
went back
movie.
to that somewhat, but There's a reason that they're not doing it
It's
all
just like
serious all
they
the
think
time.
automatically Batman song from the Lego movie will make a good movie. Darkness, no parents. But
darkness.
I don't think DC can just survive off of just doing like what Marvel's not doing either. I don't think that's a good criticism to say it's not like Marvel, therefore it's good. I mean, if you don't like Marvel, that's your own business, but don't compare the two constantly either. I'm sick of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to compare the two, but like, I thought Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice should have just been called Dawn of Justice. It would have clarified everything. It would have made this movie... I actually think it would have made this movie better if it were just called Dawn of Justice.
You know what would have made this movie probably better? I still haven't seen it yet, but I know that my reactions, if I do see it, would be better with this if they had not shown Doomsday in the second trailer. If they had just not shown Doomsday at all.
And if they wouldn't, it would only be Batman and Superman too, I think.
But I do like where they're going with it. I will say that. I'm curious to see where it is that they go with it, because they do a lot of setup.
I don't want to say I have like valid criticism.
They do a lot of setup in this movie, and I think it's pretty cool how they.
One thing that it does suffer from is I think the same thing Man of Steel is I don't like what they're doing with Superman.
It suffers from bad director Zack Snyder. He should not be directing
Superman.
Superman.
Again, I haven't seen it myself. This is only so
What's
my opinion really isn't that valid. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm saying. You see, everyone has a problem with making Superman just the good for the sake of good guy anymore.
He's supposed to fight for truth, justice, and the American way.
They just they have to add like this torture of him inside, but that Superman has never had this mental torture inside him until New 52, which
what they're trying
rip in
to
peace.
do.
I'm
Maybe
glad
they're
New 52 is going away.
DC Rebirth, all
the other incarnations where it's like happy joy, when really he's like an alien and nobody likes him.
Well, that's not what Superman that I like is. You see, the only thing that bothers the Superman, like what I think of as Superman, is the fact that he can't. The thing that he's so powerful, but what really bugs him is he can't be everywhere to save everyone at once. That's the only thing that really ever gets to him.
Yeah.
I know you say that doesn't work in a movie, but that's Superman.
That worked in the comics for years.
I'm gonna put this out there. That actually kinda happens. Because like. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a lot of times where he has to juggle between world affairs and saving people and his life with the people that he interacts with
in his
on
terrible
a daily
secret
business,
identity.
with his terrible secret identity.
Which
his
is
job
literally the Man of Steel
in that life,
movies is the worst Superman secret identity ever put to anything. He doesn't even act different.
Also, I want to say this. Batman in this movie makes so much more sense if you listen carefully. Because one of the criticisms I had for this movie starting out is that Batman kills people. Like, he literally obliterates
Yes, he always
people.
kills people, he just doesn't say that.
But, like, people say, like, oh, he has no reason to do it, other than the fact that he's just saving the city. But the real reason here is, and they mentioned it very briefly, like... He had been at it for years before being Batman, but then he just dropped off and then came back and he's like,
and
look,
the Killing Joke plot, right?
I've done really bad things. So this world, as we know it now, is full of bad people. And unfortunately, I am one of them. Because I've look at everything here. This is what I have wrought. This is what I have done.
You know my issue?
What?
When I was watching Batman Brave and the Bold when I was young, this actually does have something to do with it, yes. Then the final episode had Batmite messing with his brain, and the very last thing he did was give Batman a gun. And that made Batman say, "No, you can't possibly! I never use guns!" And in this movie, then he's like machine gunning people down.
But like, just that one
Glenda,
epiphany kind of makes sense.
In the 40s, Batman, there's one comic where Batman really pushes the villain over the rail and he falls into a vat of acid and he says, "A fitting end for his kind."
No, I do remember that.
And Batman returns,
I remember that because
throws
that
the
was
guy
almost
into
in my
the cellar,
20s
then it
at that time.
explodes. I'm pretty sure he dies. Batman has always been killing people. It's just you never stop to think about. He just doesn't kill named people is the thing. If he knows their name, then he can't kill. It's like the same logic, then people won't eat animals if they named them beforehand. That's what Batman's no-killing thing was based on.
Like in this one,
humans
he
like livestock.
understands the whole.
I'm not saying
he
Batman
kind of
doesn't
like
kill because
gives
he
you an
does.
understanding of like what his world is to him, and
Humans are
why he's
livestock?
killing people. It's because they are bad, and he doesn't see the moral code the same way he did
I'm
years
not
ago.
saying that Batman doesn't kill because he does and he has. It's just he has specifically stated before, I don't use guns because that's what killed his parents. Spoilers.
Well, okay,
Spoilers
that's another
for
thing.
a 70-year story.
They're not actually guns that fire bullets that he uses. They fire, and I quote, micro bombs. Micro
It's still
detonators.
shooting people with
That's
guns.
safer.
It doesn't matter what they shoot. It's still shooting
Like,
Well, you
people.
see, but that makes him
but they're
feel
not
better.
so much like actual like bombs. They're more like gas containers. Like he makes one laced with kryptonite, and he can use that.
Honestly, though, that's something that's always annoyed me about a lot of Heroes Batman, especially, is when they won't kill when it's obviously going to save more people to kill. Like, imagine in The Dark Knight, if you would have just killed the Joker, how many people wouldn't have died?
Well, you know what? They had sequels in mind, but then they
Well,
didn't.
you
go
know
through
how
with
it should have ended. Already ended.
Yep.
All right. Well, speaking of ending things, we should probably end this conversation and focus on something else that has some relation to Bionicle in some way.
It does?
Why are you saying Batman doesn't have a relation to Bionicle? Greg Farshey based Kopaka off of Batman. This is totally Bionicle related.
Did he
No,
really?
Batman was based off of Kopaka
Yes.
this time.
Huh. Okay then. Well, speaking of
That
Bionicle,
explains his voice so
I-
much.
this article has been circulating throughout the internet for like a day now, or at least when we're recording this, a day now. It's about collecting the sets and the aftermarket.
And I will link to
stuff.
this article in the description, so we are not going to go over it. We're just going to talk about it because we've
yeah.
already all read it.
Yeah, we're just gonna. So like,
Okay.
See, I've known this for a while because I'm an avid eBay guy.
Yes, you
Uh-huh.
are.
I love eBay, and I love getting the best deals. And I've noticed a lot how, like, Brutaco was $20 when he came out. I had the best deal I got him on was $30. And that's an open Brutaco, too. Bionicle really does hold its value because, like I said, it may not have as many fans, but the fans who do have it are collectors. They love to get more.
They really value
So-
it highly.
Unlike Lego System Sets, like, how many A-Falls? There are some, but really care about going back to collect, like, every set in a series. They care more about the bricks than the sets,
true.
in which they can get by buying new sets.
And like,
Meanwhile,
it's
Bionicle-
very rare that any set that isn't over $200 is the highly sought after.
Yeah.
Or any set that's really under $200 is highly sought after.
Mhm.
Maybe under $100. Like, who's gonna want, like, what's a small set today?
The
Uh,
fire
that-
car,
Yeah, Mars Mission one with
2005.
the little robot.
Yeah, who's gonna want like a tiny like poly bag now for like $200? It doesn't make
Meanwhile,
sense.
people are still buying Taraga Lee can of batteries.
Uh,
There you said it again. Lee can.
Whatever.
Lee can, Lee can't.
You must
It's
have
like
roots in the
pecan and
south.
pecan.
Hey, Lee!
It's the same thing.
Hail Lee.
Hail Lee.
Hail Lee.
Ellie.
Free the slaves.
At some point, I'm going to
Eliminate
talk
the curry
to
restaurant.
people about
Oh
that.
right, we
Wait,
released
Glenda said she was going
Cliche
to
Let's
talk.
Play Part 2.
No, I said at some point I was going to pretend to lecture you guys about the way that you treated the girls in the Mononoke online game gone crazy, but I'm not going to.
For the record, that was Chris and Ford.
That was
I
my
never said
idea
you
because
specifically. You
they're
guys are
terrible people.
but I'm not
I will
actually
never
racist.
I will never trust Nokama again. She will eat your face.
Well, there's some. I was watching through that again, and I released it. We had some great stuff in there. That was. So
Oh
much
yeah,
fun.
we had
Yes.
awesome stuff. I'd love to see like maybe like animated versions of that, or maybe we could like stop motion it up. It'd be so
I actually
cool.
have
That might be a
a.
fun
I
project.
actually have an animating software, so I might be able to animate that if you really press me on it.
Ooh. That'd
Let's
be
press you
cool.
on that.
So soon the
I really
finale will
suck
be
on it.
coming as well, probably in 2 to 3 weeks.
But this is off topic.
Oh, it's gonna be so well deserved. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
So
You
anyway,
haven't
collectability.
seen all the Matoran
I think we covered
yet.
that, Leo. Just let's naturally move the conversation
Alright, we can
forward.
naturally move the conversation
The
forward.
conversation wants to be free. cage-free conversation, just like it makes better mayonnaise than conversation in a cage, apparently.
That's the opposite of what LQ usually does. What have you done with the real LQ? Get back on topic.
Well, Keps, you haven't been here for a while. You should know that this is the real LQ. He's just different now.
He feels different, not the same. This kind of feeling he can't explain.
Speaking of different, Leo, what is this on the itinerary? Leo conquers the world because he said so. Smiley face.
Oh boy.
I literally put that in there to edit the document. There's no other reason less, no other reason more.
There's nothing at all.
What?
There's nothing at all relating to
Oh, and by the way, I wanted to edit the document too, so I put in the because I said so, because he said so with the smiley face.
Wow.
We should probably maybe put a screenshot of this.
I thought you would at least
be
been playing that game where you're constantly. What game is that you play where you
Total War games?
Yeah, Total War that you're always playing while we're in calls. I thought there was at least a story about that.
Well, I can give you a story about my struggles in Catan. and how I'm pretty sure that someone programmed a revenge factor into the software. So anyway, the AI is trying to get revenge on you.
So to go back to what we were saying before with the Bionicle collecting and stuff, and how it now has an article devoted to it on Blogs Magazine. I think it's okay. I think it's good that at least they're getting some recognition.
Yeah.
In this world where most of what Blogs Magazine puts on there is, stuff about elitist AFOLs who only get construction, or no, not construction, who only get system because it's the cool thing.
I've hardly read Blogs Magazine.
I've read it a few times.
Like I said, that's probably why though, is because I am more construction-based generally than system-based.
I mean, with...
Well, at least Bionicle, like I said, we've been over this. It totally dropped off during Hero Factory, but that's beside the point.
I barely even play with system.
Construction is not
definitely
not what it used to be. But, system is always there, and, there's some good system sets.
Ninjago.
I agree, there have been some great system themes, but system is not...
I think we talked about this before. I feel like I get $20 out of construction. I get more than $20 out of system.
I disagree nowadays. Nowadays, it seems like you get $10 out of a $20 system set sometimes.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Well, it would just depend on the set.
It's because the pieces have gotten smaller, really. Not necessarily the size themselves in the standard, but they use a lot of the more agreeably smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Right
it's
here,
because the
I just
models
grabbed
are
it
getting
from
smaller.
the box behind me. I have Matau Metru in his canister. Speaking of which, man, canisters feel so good. I miss them.
Yeah, they drive up the price of the set.
They drive up the price of the set. They take up too much space.
Feels so great in my hands. And then inside is Matau. I'm thinking, this is actually worth quite a bit of money now.
And you see that Matau is suffocated because you catch him in the canister too long.
Well, he's decapitated, and his guts have spilled.
His joints are all broken.
No, that's only
his joints are his joints are great. They're have perfect friction.
Yeah, it's strange.
2004 was a great year.
All the
for
plastic
limbs.
from 2005 and back was great, but
yeah, it's 2006 and onwards. Just nope.
2006 is fair quality. After that, it gets to fair-ish,
decent.
and then poor.
I liked the Lector. I liked the sets of the
one
Lectorian.
loose blue pin here, but they still use the same pins.
Yeah.
Blue pins.
Red axle.
But did they ever actually? I know we make fun of that a lot in the community with LJ and stuff, but did they ever not use blue pins? Because I can't really remember a time.
I have a set with black pins.
Yes.
The black
they
used
used black
to use the black
pins
ones.
up until late
They used to
2003.
use those. I've seen tan ones.
Because I know the tan ones, but the tan ones are actually they're produced alongside these. The tan ones are ones without friction in them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh wait,
mind...
you mean the black ones that are half pin and half axle?
Yeah.
I've never seen those. No.
I have never
Yes,
seen them before.
I can tell you where I have them. They came in this Creator dinosaur set from 2004.
But I mean in Bionicle, if they've never not been in Bionicle.
Yes, they have. They were in Bionicle. The first
were
year
in
they
Bionicle
introduced was
until late 2003.
With, Takua and Fuku.
Yeah.
I never had that set.
I did. It was pretty fun. I wish I could rebuild it.
But
Yeah,
alas,
just
you
think-
cooked it.
No, they had
Yeah, it
those
was
sets.
tasty.
I feel like the canisters add to the value of resale later. Not that I'm ever gonna sell these things, but
You got me there.
I just love canisters. I love collecting too. What is on all these? There's... Never mind.
What was going on
Hey.
back there?
I have a bunch of sets in a box here
You don't say.
because I'm still without furniture, and all my stuff is in boxes, and that is why we have not gotten any stop motion from me in months.
In case you were wondering.
But hey,
Yes.
fire versus ice.
Oh. Calendar reviews! Hooray!
Hooray!
Everyone loves them.
You know what?
Okay, what do you say, guys? Want to get some email?
You know what
Yeah,
I say?
yeah.
I say that
We
we
still need
download
a theme
the
song.
Matanui online game 2 and then rewrite its dialogue.
CC stuff.
Wow. Leo, how about you do it? You weren't doing anything last week.
Okay. What do you mean I wasn't doing anything?
Be sure that the Coley matches are gladiator fight to the deaths.
Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us, so like you, one new guy that's listening to us this
Half
week,
a new guy.
this is the part of the show where, yeah, half new guy. You listened to the episode a while ago, but you didn't listen to it all the way through because we started to bore you and you had other things to do and you had homework and this just wasn't worth your time. But now
And
you're
the-
back in.
and
You
the
said,
aliens
I'll listen to it all the way
invaded."
through this time. You know, maybe it'll be better, and it might be.
But it might not.
But it is that part of the show where I give Leo 3 emails to choose from, one of which gets answered today, the other 2 go back to the email queue to be answered later. Leo, are you ready?
Yes.
No.
Your options are revenge-seeking walrus janitor who lost it all in an Ireland horse race has some questions.
What?
This one wants me to sing it, but I am not going to sing it because I don't sing. The most interesting title ever.
I'm sorry, most interesting title, but revenge-seeking walrus.
And then 100% lies or honesty.
Revenge-seeking walrus.
Okay.
Could you please just say that again? I want to hear it
Read
again.
the title again.
Revenge-seeking walrus janitor who lost it all in an Ireland horse race has some questions. Oh, it goes further. On behalf of user Iggy the Koopa.
Ha.
I cut it off on the email box. Anyways, this is from Iggy the Koopa.
Hello,
Alright.
Iggy.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, my podcast friends? It's me, Iggy the Koopa, back with 3 more questions for the lot of you.
He's a servant of
Hope
Bowser.
again you
we can
all
never be
give
friends.
cool and funny answers.
I'm glad we're friends. Mm-hmm.
Okay, question number 1. Whose death was sadder, Matoro's or Zane's?
Matoro's.
Matoro's.
I'm not even
Matoro's.
going to, like, think on that.
Let's face it, Zane's death was sad for 3 minutes and then he came back.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
you're back again,
Matoro's death was made even
Matoro was the
sadder when we
hero
heard about
who
the Red
died
Star.
and didn't come back.
Well, Matoro's not in
Yeah.
the Red Star.
I know, that's what
Exactly,
made it
he can't
sadder.
be.
It was like,
Exactly.
He's
the
dead
only person
forever.
who can't come
Everyone
back.
except Matoro. 'cause he's
Matoro
dead.
was dead to begin with. As dead as a
Question number
doornail.
2, it asked about ranking the Bionicle moves. I feel like we've done that a lot. Haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
can we count A Journey to One? Because that's first.
that's not a movie, it's a TV
1,
show.
2,
Well, it's
4,
gonna be
3.
longer than all the other movies, so like, there's that.
Here's-
Unless you count Bionicle 1, 2, and 3 as one movie.
They don't
Here-
count.
This is my ranking. 1, 2, 4, 3.
In ascending or
Hmm.
descending order.
Mine would be, yeah, I actually probably agree with you there, Leo.
I was gonna go like 2, 1, 3, 4.
Heretic.
I would go, I feel
Wait,
like 2
Which
has more
game is
solid
first? Favorite or
sets,
least favorite?
but there's just some glaring flaws in 2 I can't look over.
Yeah, I don't.
You mean
Two
more than
teenagers.
like Jala having his hand phasing through a sword?
Not those type of flaws.
But more
I
like the
care
fact
more
that,
about the
that
actual
Taragalikon
plot than I
died
do
because
about
the
the
I mean,
Buddha
like,
took his
look,
surfboard from his
I
hand.
know they're all not very great movies, but like, I think it's so much more fun to yell at Vikama than it is to yell at Vikama who is old.
it's not as fun to yell at the old guy.
It's not really, because
Yes,
like you just
'cause
know
he might
he's
poke you with his fire staff.
exactly. You just know he's dumb. At this point, it's like you can't save him, but like at that point in Legends of Metro Nui, it's like he's young enough
He's a
to
young,
make his
angsty
decisions.
teenager. Anyone else have any interesting orderings or? Moving
My
on.
ordering personally would be
Just
The-
the splatter sauce
would
on
be
the
a-
side.
my order would be 2314.
3. Okay, you're fired.
What?
3 is the worst Bionicle movie of all. In fact, that's one of the worst movies of all time.
Amen.
It's
That's
better
one
than
of the best. That's one of the
If you want to know
movies.
why,
Anakin
watch
Skywalker
Leo
had
and
a
I
better
do a
turn
commentary
than
of it
the
as we
comic
watch
did.
the movie.
Yes, last
2,
October.
4, 3, 1.
Wait, 1 is your least favorite, Kepler?
Yeah.
One has so many problems.
I actually agree. I actually really do not like Mask of Light. I thought it was really cheap.
Heretic,
I
you
thought at
can't be a
least it
true
had
fan.
some focus in it. Was a
I
good part of
liked
Mask
it
of
The
Light.
better
best
than I
scene
did
about
other
Mask of
movies.
Light was when they ran into the Borak.
Oh, that was fun.
I always forget that's in that movie.
The Rakshi were just so
Borak.
underpowered. I
Seriously,
can't
I
take it
mean-
I
seriously.
kind of like the visual effects they did to the Rakshi. I remember how much that freaked me out as a kid. That was great.
I
Same.
like the animation, don't get me wrong there. But when, like, a couple of Rakshi can sink Takoro and then Kopaka crunches 3 Rakshi, that's
Alright,
not
let's be
cool.
real.
You
What
know-
did they do to actually sink Takoro?
They
They
knocked
blew a
off
lot
a
of
few
rocks.
supports.
They blasted a few huts. They broke the wall. They didn't do anything to the
Here's
foundation.
what they did,
They
Leo.
pulled an Inharax.
After everyone fled, they had it alone, and since they had no one to back it up, they told out a bunch of hurtful things, and it crushed its self-esteem, so it went to hide.
They pulled an Inharax. They just sank it because they said so.
Oh, I got it.
Using
They were
their
just like,
gravity powers
so
that they
we're the
don't have.
Rockshi, we're powerful, right? Let's just snap our fingers collectively. We gotta do it just right.
Then we have the kingdom where they're just like crushing Rakshi left and right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that was after 2006.
Yeah, villains always get less powerful after their poster year.
Yeah.
Well, it's the curse of new, because whenever anyone, even a good guy or a bad guy, first appearance, they're super hyped up. They keep on being hyped for a while, and then they just are one hit.
Because they have to sell
Like
the toys.
Ninjago
the
is a good
Pirata.
example of this. Like when we first see the Nindroids or first see the Stone Arm, first see the Snake, they're like totally unbeatable, and like a
That's
punch can't even knock them back.
The
No,
snakes
no,
were
no,
never.
no. They
the
have to
punch
get a
can throw them off a
MacGuffin
building.
first. And then they can beat them.
The
Remember
Nindroids
that.
probably annoy me the most of all villains that were like that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
they
like, they
got
never
really
cloaked
powered
again
up.
after that
Though,
first
of
episode.
course, the best part is Mindroid when he was just beating up Nia.
Yes.
I love that part.
Don't
Anyway.
worry, I'm a-
Good
Speaking of Ninjago, this last question is Ninjago based. Unless was anyone not getting to answer that question that really wanted to?
No, I think
Nope.
we're good.
Okay, who's your favorite Ninjago villain?
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm
I'd
gonna wait for someone to say
say-
Samurai.
Not a
Laugh.
con.
Samukai.
I'd say
Not a con, totally.
That
probably
wretch.
the
Rodrigo.
Still
guy.
haven't seen that season.
Rodrigo.
Who?
Rodrigo.
Who's Rodrigo? Oh,
Yeah,
that's not a
Rodrigo,
villain. Rodrigo is a
Rodrigo.
hero.
The hamster does not count as a villain.
He doesn't. Aww.
I don't remember Rodrigo.
I think my
You
favorite
don't
is
remember Rodrigo?
Skylord.
That's the best part of Tournament of Elements.
Go, Rodrigo.
Go, Rodrigo.
They need our
They
help.
need our help.
Oh, right!
That was the best part.
Actually,
Yeah.
Pythor is
It's like he
pretty
doesn't
high
even
up there
say
for
how
me,
he
too.
befriends this
Go,
rat. But
Rodrigo!
I think Pythor might actually be one of my favorite villains.
there's this large gap of plot where we realize where Pythor has a total change of heart and Rodrigo does at the same time. I'm guessing what happened is Pythor wished upon the blue star, and then the blue fairy came down, and then she granted him a conscience, who taught him right from wrong, and then he went to this island and started smoking and drinking, and then he turned into a donkey halfway, but then he got better, and he came back and rode Rodrigo to rescue.
Until he was
then
eaten
was-
by a
And
whale.
then was swallowed by the whale Monstro.
Yeah.
We don't need all the details, Leo.
And then he found, I don't know, one of the
Anyway,
great serpentine
In conclusion,
masters.
Rodrigo is a hero, he's not a villain. In fact, Rodrigo was probably given the job as Pythor's conscience.
Oh, that's probably pretty accurate.
Anyway,
He's
I
Jimmy
like
Cricket.
Nauticon.
He's
cool.
Jiminy
I forgot
Cricket.
who Rodrigo is.
Nauticon is Fords. Who else has one?
Well, Pythor is my second favorite, especially after rewatching the season 1
Season 2?
episodes.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
I actually tend to like the generals more than their bosses. Like, I'd say Kozu and then Cryptor. I kind of like the Overlord, except that one minute he would be a very competent villain, and the next minute he'd be an idiot.
The Overlord
And it
was
really
an idiot
took
all
away
throughout
from me.
season 3. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah,
scary after he was defeated in season 2.
Pythor was also cool, but then they turned him into comic relief.
You know, I think the Overlord's just supposed to be a representation of internet culture in Season 3.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I have to agree with Ford here. After watching the latest season, Nadakon is my favorite villain.
Oh yeah, he is amazing.
Because the
I still need to
ninja,
watch that, but
the
I
ninja
missed
actually
episode
are
1 when it
powerless
actually aired.
against him.
And then they have not aired another single
Yeah,
episode
like what is
since.
up with
Exactly.
that?
LQ.
You know, like, you are getting me close to just forcing me to watch the bootlegs. I feel like
LQ,
you want me to
LQ,
at this
there
point.
was a period of time when Lego every week would release 2 of the
I
episodes
know.
on the
I have
channel.
that. I have the last 2 are still up, but they won't release the rest of them.
They did. You just had to catch them early.
I know I had to catch them early.
And I told
shoot,
you about
now
them.
the last 2 are private too.
I even told
None
you
of them
about
are up anymore.
Great, you missed it. Great job.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch the one you guys watched with the kid and the dragon.
They won't have the Kid and the Dragon now that Lego released them on their own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, people probably copied those, didn't they?
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah, I might have to. It's getting to the point where I might want to just watch the bootlegs. Let's face it, Lego. I'm not killing the show at this point. You are.
I wouldn't say Lego is necessarily. I'd say it's all Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it's
I don't
Cartoon
know.
Network. It's
I
got
think
to
Lego's strategy here wasn't exactly smart, but it was Cartoon Network's original fault.
There is.
Cartoon
I feel
Network
like
is really bad with their shows.
Wasn't
Like,
there an article
they put
somewhere
on
going on about that?
Oh, that's weird. On Wikipedia now, it did appear once. I'm pretty sure because I saw them tweet it. But now they don't have the original air date on for episode 1, Infamous, on Wikipedia.
It was like a few Thursdays ago.
A few Thursdays ago.
Yeah, it was during that week I was gone. That's why I couldn't set my DVR to record
Most
it.
likely. And they announced it like that week, so it's like
yeah,
you didn't
like the
have
night
time.
before. It's just terrible.
Which was odd.
Absolutely terrible.
Same thing with the Next Night's show. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I'm not
Lego
even sure
should
what
move all
happened
their
to
shows to Netflix.
that. They should. But
Yeah.
sadly, I do hope Ninjago gets one more season. I really, really hope one more season. But it might not because I feel like the Ninjago movie was planned for this year originally is the thing. So I'm not sure they had time to have that in production. I don't know, though. I hope so.
Well, we're
Here's
getting
to hoping.
sets related
Yeah, the
to
sets are
another
cool.
season, so
I'm
that
just going to
comes
put
out.
my own plot into the sets where Cole fights Sensei Gang and regains his humanity and the love triangle is gone and we find out what happens to the elemental blades and everything is explained.
Or we could make Ninjago Secret Wars.
Leo, have you worked any more on that mech since I last saw
It's
it?
terrible. I should take it apart.
It was turning out pretty good for a while.
It looks nice, but it's structurally unsound.
Any more questions?
Just like this
Where's my
podcast.
soapbox? Or that.
Are we done
Oh,
with
right.
questions?
That's going to about do it for us today. Thank you all for tuning in
Thank
to
you all
Bionicle
for tuning in to
Commentary
Bionicle
Central.
Commentary Central.
Am I ever going to be able to do the outro without being interrupted?
No, I will never be able to do the outro without being interrupted.
Fine, Leo, you want to do the outro? Go ahead.
No, you can do the outro.
No, I insist.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Interruption!
Thank you, everybody, for
Kepler.
watching the Banana
Interruption.
Chocolate Chip Podcast. I am Leo, and I will hereby take us out. So for Ford, Kepler, Glenda, Lena, LQ, good night, everybody. Thank you, Vegas. This is your cue to say something.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Something!
See
Or
ya.
whenever you're listening to this, night,
Episode
day,
50,
or
2
morning,
episodes.
or whatever.
Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rock star has left the building.